Welcome. My name is Oxen Noreen. I am the Virtual Content Specialist for Special Education ELA grades 3 to 5. Today's lesson focus will be ELA Grade 5, Module 11, Day 1, HMH into Writing Realistic Story. The title of today's lesson will be Realistic Story. The focus question will be Write what you know. The lesson objectives will be make connections to prior knowledge, and for language skills, express memories. The resource which I will be sharing with you will be used during the independent work part of the lesson. During this time, the students will be brainstorming and they will jot down a few of their treasured objects, and they will write down the memories, emotions, or associations the object evokes. So let's get started. The first thing that I will be sharing with you is a brain pop video that can be shown to the students. It's a video which explains the pre-writing phase of the writing process. It is a good starter for students to get them acclimated with the writing process. Let's look at the video now.
Okay, so what's our topic? Robots, right. How can you need a break? We just started. Dear Tim and Moby, once I've got an idea for a story, how do I get it down on paper? From Sally. Sounds like you need some help with pre-writing. Moby and I are at that stage too. We know we want to write a paper on robots, but we're not really sure what to say. Are you ready now? Okay, we made this word web thing, and the way it works is that you write your topic in the middle, and then start to write in subtopics that relate. Technology, science fiction, society, and history. Okay, so we've got some subtopics, some areas to explore in relation to robots. Let's take it further. Robots have an interesting history. Lots of people expected that they would see robots walking down the street by the year 2000, but that hasn't happened. Well, I'm sorry, but it hasn't. So, in history, I want to talk about robots over time and robots today. Yeah, that's a good start. If we fill in this whole web, we'll have plenty to talk about in our paper, and it'll be organized into topics, subtopics, and details. There are lots of cool pre-writing exercises like this word web that can help you get organized. Whether you're creating a story or writing about a real event, it's always helpful to ask yourself who, what, when, where, and why. Who was there? What happened? When did it happen? Where did it happen? And why did it happen? And it's much easier to write when you've got all your thoughts in sequence. Filling in something like this simple sequence chart will help you keep ideas in the right order and see how they stack up. Mapping your story is always worth it. Once you've identified your setting, time, place, characters, problem, plot, and resolution, the whole story is right there in front of you. This works great when you're making up a story, but you can also use it to help make a research paper more interesting. The point is, it pays to plan ahead. In writing, a little organization can go a long way. What are you doing? You don't feel comfortable writing about robots anymore? It's too personal. Okay.
Okay, so now we will look at another resource that was created using Google Slides. Now remember, Google Slides is an online presentation app that lets you create and format presentations and work with others collaboratively. So let's go over the resource that we created using Google Slides. This is the resource that we created using Google Slides. It's a graphic organizer that students can utilize to help them organize their thoughts while they are brainstorming for their realistic stories. So let's go over this graphic organizer. We're going to view it in just a zoomed format, so we're able to exactly see what's going on here. So the graphic organizer has 5 columns. The columns are as follows: the name of the treasured object, the illustration, the words to describe it, emotions, and any memories related to that treasured object. Now, students need to be able to see this in an example format. They need to see what it looks like. This is why an example was provided to them. My example was earrings, which are a treasured object to me. I have an illustration of those earrings. The words to describe those earrings are shiny, green, gold, and small. The emotions to describe the earrings are happy, loved, excited, and grateful. And a memory that I have of those earrings are my grandmother gave me a pair of earrings on my 10th birthday. My grandmother has passed away, so these earrings are very special to me. So I was able to take a treasured object and provide all these details that will later help me when I am composing my realistic story. This is a graphic organizer that students will utilize when they're brainstorming the different treasured objects that are potential topics for their realistic stories. The reason this graphic organizer is helpful is because it allows them to organize their thoughts and really get words on paper. They're able to express their emotions and use words and recount memories that they've had with this object, which will later help them compose their stories. So this is a graphic organizer that will be available to students through Google Slides. Now, as you're aware, Google Slides is an interactive platform, which means when students are provided with the share link, which is up here, and then they're able to become editors, this link can be copied and shared with students. Students will then have the ability to write into this live document and teachers can see the changes that they've had made. Teachers can make a copy of this document and share it with other students. So if they want a separate copy for all their students, they can write the name of the student, make a copy, and share a different link with the students. Students can also work in partners using the same document as well. So it's a very interactive and collaborative aspect to this online platform. Another resource which is available on the same slide presentation are words to help students get started. These are descriptive words that students can use to help them describe their treasured object. So words, instead of saying nice, they can use words on this list right here. Instead of saying amazing, they can use these words, adjectives: good, happy, delicious, kind, bad, small, love, rich, funny, big. These are just examples of some words that can be included for students when they are writing about their treasured object. Also, it's a little difficult sometimes for students to express their emotions. So here is a list of emotions that can be shared with students, which they can use to pick something out in regards to how they feel about their treasured objects. So for example, if they are feeling sad about that object, they can say something like depressed, crushed, upset. If they're feeling happy, they can use words like amused, glad, charmed, grateful, optimistic. So these resources are important to have for students because if they get stuck, they're able to refer to these charts and fill in their graphic organizer. So let's summarize what we did today. First, we looked at a pre-writing video that can be shown to students to help them understand the pre-writing phase of the whole writing process. Next, we looked at a graphic organizer which was composed using Google Slides. Why did we use Google Slides? Well, it's a collaborative online platform, and also teachers can see live changes that students made. On that same document, we also had some sheets that provided students with some adjectives to describe their object, and some emotions that they can use to describe how they feel about their treasured object. It is very essential for teachers to provide these resources and these charts, especially to our students with disabilities, so they have all the resources readily available to be able to brainstorm and generate the ideas they need for their writing. This is Aksa Nareen. Thank you so much for watching. Happy teaching.